20 minutes in the game. So, but when you have these heroes like Tide's really sad now because he's just gonna get smacked by this Terrorblade.
Against Terrorblade, so he will take a lot of damage if he tries to man fight against Agressif. Maybe he does need that extra help.
He needs to
through. They're actually going to go for Kuro. Will be able to pop him. First Flood going the way of maybe off to an.
Where is the Alchemist?
Speaking of Kuro, Step is going to try and go for him again. Managed to get the dust. He dives right on by. And a hit and run from maybe as he hastes his way out of there.
And then a TP from JerAx gets a meat
dive that they don't want to.
Yeah, he can get good solo picks on the Lion, but I think overall in team fights it's much better with the Blink Dagger.
They're going to try and go on Fata again. They do manage to get the Primal Roar on him. Sun Ray through the backup, and the pure damage rips through Fata. They now look for a counter kill, but it's just not going to be fast enough. Or maybe it is. Comes back. Oh, long range Timber Chain, but it's not good enough. The Ravage holds him in place. Mind control with the... His smoke's going to pop, and Sep actually starts backing himself away while the rest of his team does push forward. Looks like they managed to find one here. JerAx is going to be hit by the stun and quite easily taken out by maybe.
It was smart of Step to just stay in the back. If the bounty hunter has eyes on him, it's very unusual to have like a 2-man smoke.
Oh, Mind Control trying to help out Fata, but they have the Sun Ray. And the Finger of Death as well. The burst damage between the Timbersaw and the Lion in defending bottom lane. And as the Phoenix shows, there's a smoke. Liquid will take this fight rather happily. MATUMBAMAN's going to lead the initiation on his Xiao. They still have the Ravage as well, so this is not a fight that LGD can really try and take. Or maybe they can with the Primal Roar. They're actually getting a little bit more damage on the Chakram, and they burst him down! The Ravage is too late, too shallow to catch Xiao. Mind Control lost to the sauce, will be able to barely get the pickup, but now maybe is going to be controlled by JerAx with that Static Storm, and Liquid still pick up the better of the engagement, but considering that was supposed to be Liquid's surprise initiation on LGD and they lost MATUMBAMAN, they are going to be rather disappointed. They're going to get a third kill though on MMY, it seems like, with the track and the inevitable glimpse back. It seems they should be able to get it. Bounty Hunter will claim the kill.
Yeah, Majestic just not enough there.
Man realizes just how many heroes of LGD are actually here. His Invis rune.
The two heroes are from the side.
Oh, the smoke beetle the road to the Ravage! 5-man setup right into the Static Storm. The Anvil gets dropped by LGD. And they take 4 just like that. An ultra kill for...
It served multiple purposes in this early game.
Kuro will reveal himself as he takes away the Hawk, but now they're going to find the initiation. Mind Control blinks himself forward, but not seeing the opportunity for a Ravage just yet. He's just going to leave MATUMBAMAN to go for Xiao, holding on to the Primal Roar, but the Static Storm makes sure that he does go down without an ult used. LGD get a lot of damage on him. MATUMBAMAN now jumping forward with the Icarus dive. Supernova goes out. They need to pop this egg, and they do it now. They do get it just in time. The Ravage goes out. They turn on to maybe who's going to go down next, and Fata starts pushing forward against LGD. Agressive tries to fight back, goes for JerAx. Many of the heroes of Liquid are quite low, but he is at a numbers disadvantage. If he gets popped here, manages to get the thunder off, Fata can't burst him in time, and the Finger of Death takes him out instead. The burst damage from
so can be their trump card in the team fight for now, but yeah, BKB up on Agressif. Who's going to carry the Aegis? Maybe is their choice. Ags would be a lot better. And Liquid kind of is scared at this point. No BKBs up and 2 BKBs up on LGD.
Does manage to get off the Dark Pack. Finger Death being thrown on him. Ravage onto maybe. And there's the refresh. Mind Control reposition himself for an even better one where it caught Agressif. And now they've taken 2. Maybe rips right on through with the Timber Chain, but he's on his lonesome. And he's fighting up against MATUMBAMAN, who's just so damn big. Here comes the Sable Concoction as well, holding maybe into place. But they can't actually go for him. MATUMBAMAN is going for the back line first. He gets September, now pops the BKB. Maybe will eventually fall, or maybe not. They're just not focusing him down because still has that 8.
Not realizing that Tidehunter did have his refresher at that point.
Right.
I don't think anyone expects a second Ravage this early, 30 minutes in.
Certainly not. Maybe shows up with his Invis. MATUMBAMAN is able to get away with an Invis of his own, and now maybe gets caught. They again leave him as the Aegis was getting close to expiring, but he does die underneath the acid spray, and we'll start backing up. Now LGD, just moments ago, they were looking good for a high ground push. Now it's a lot more questionable. With the buyback being used by Agressif, if they try and force another fight and Liquid win it and take out that carry, they'll be down long enough that Liquid would be the ones that would maintain all the map control.
No, you're in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
So they need to be able to take out Roach at some point. And I think if they can keep up the Roach lead, they can kind of keep up with Liquid's gold advantage. MATUMBAMAN,
oh, they managed to get the Hex onto him, plus the Impale. They surround him with Xiao. an easy kill.
And luckily for Liquid,
Xiaowei, but already pops the Necronomicon, so his damage is going to be hugely delayed. Maybe he's there, but he's also a bit late to the party. And now it's Fata's turn to come in. Unstable Concoction ready to go, but he might just explode on himself as he gets stunned up. Now it's going to be up to Mind Control to be able to play the saving defense. Supernova is too much for him to handle. The rest of Liquid just back out. They're going to leave MATUMBAMAN to his work as he managed to pop his ultimate and TP out successfully, getting the Lion kill. But deep cliff ward next to that hard camp between the tier 2s on LGD side. The initiation hex, now Finger of Death, but the Ravage counter, and they've already taken out one. Mind Control needs a little bit of extra mana though, doesn't have enough for his second Ravage, and maybe he's going to be able to hit him in a corner. Mind Control is kind of stuck out here up against the Timber Saw, looking to be able to burst him down, may not have the damage in time. Supernova laid out defensively, making sure Liquid won't be able to do much with their Slark. Kuro is still looking to get caught out, and he's got the gem too. They can't afford this pickoff. He's juking and jiving, but won't be able to make his way out of here. Xiaowei kicks him in the shin straight to death. And gem drop. MATUMBAMAN immediately goes for his initiation, tries to recover the gem, goes for the pounce out. Will be able to make his escape, but wasn't able to grab the gem. Forced to pop the BKB. Maybe make the long jump in and actually goes for the BKB TP out, lacking in mana. Fata looking for a jump here. C-Sep will be able to get that free kill. The gem returned back into the hands of Liquid.
So they got a damage to him. Alchemist is not good at single target, especially with his build. Maybe he had like a Mjolnir Basher, but that's coming way later.
They really want to focus maybe down. Aggressive is sitting on the side. Yeah, the MMY. He's going to get picked off by MATUMBAMAN. He sees the squishier target in mind. Mind Control. Holding. Now pops a Ravage for the EKB. Perfect time for Aggressive, and it might just be enough. No! Barely survived through that one. Maybe still going to look for the kill, but Aggressive, during his BKB time, he has to fight up against the two cores. Needs help, but maybe the sun comes in. Static Storm not going to be able to get a Thunder off this time. Now it's maybe against the world, all the reactive armor in the world. This may not be enough to survive against these heroes. Xiaowei comes in, unstable Concoction lands on him though. Primal Roar goes down, but it's too late, and it's just cleanup time for MATUMBAMAN. Give me those stacks, he says. All the stats in the world. Gain 2 gems in the hands of 3, actually, in the hands of Liquid now. 2 in the Courier, 1 on our Bounty Hunter, and Aegis will go the way of MATUMBAMAN, as he is very rapidly closing in on Abyssal Blade. Some extra defense. JerAx is going to be hit by MMY. Looks for the quick kill off of Finger of Death, but a Force Snap will be able to get him away, and now it's going to be MMY the one in danger as he gets glimpsed back straight into the hands of Fata. 14-22.
They have an Obsword at this point, though.
Smoke is going to be the first one pops. Doesn't have the quick reactions, though, to get off the Necronomicon, and now the fight's going to go nasty, and there goes the first Ravage. Doubles it up, but they're aggressive, managed to get off the BKB. JerAx in the background still holding out to that Static Storm, while Fata's going to be focused down by the Chakrams. They are burning through all this one. September with a successful Supernova. Going to be able to go through the back line while Mind Control gets taken out by Aggressive's right click. They look for more. Finally, the Static Storm laid out, but Mind Control is not going to be safe for this one. Gets the pounce over the cliff, and that might just be enough to be able to get him to safety. Maybe he's going to be on hot pursuit, though. Misses one. Chakram gets the second one. It gets him in the end. The triple kill for Maybe.
Wow,
Liquid. LGD thinking, all right, it's time to force some buybacks, perhaps out of the Slark, but he doesn't even have one. He's 800 gold away. LGD can actually take this full lane of racks, and maybe even more. There's no tier 2s. LGD might just be able to win this game outright off of one single mistake from Liquid.
That still blows my mind how they were able to win with that much gold deficit.
The gush, the harassment coming out from Liquid. They're trying to slow this one down, keep it at just 2 lanes of racks with 20 seconds left on the Slark. The Thunder goes down, full out heal from Aggressive. He knows his cooldown's going to be up potentially in time. The Static Storm goes out, but not able to hold the heroes, and the Glyph not in the right position either. They get the melee racks, will retreat, leaving the range to line, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. Is it going to be enough? He has to blink himself and force snap himself away. Fata at the unstable concoction. Looks like they managed to catch out Kuro, though. So it is going to be a free kill, and it's actually a gem as well. They're going to pick that one. A Disruptor, given the Axe actually has a refresher. And this will not be revealed in the next team fight until perhaps it's too late for LGD. They've already beaten through half of Roshan's HP. They have themselves really well spread. Immediately, MATUMBAMAN is linked in, managed to get Hex. There goes the Ravage, up, down, hard. As now they're managed to be able to take out 2. The refresher goes out. JerAx looks for a second Static Storm, and it's going to be able to catch the Aggressive alongside the Ravage. They're going to try and pop before the Thunder has an opportunity to go off, and they will. 3 down, LGD now starts throwing out the buyback. Supernova is going to successfully explode, though, and maybe we'll capitalize on that one. He sees JerAx an opportunity, has him cornered, will be able to take him out with at least a Chakram as he burns through. No, he has to actually Timber changing the other side, and Liquid, they've gotten yet another pick off. JerAx in the background will eventually die here as Agressif looks for more of these heroes. Fata, he's the low one, and he's the big core that he desperately needs to be able to take out of this fight. Fata goes away, TP out, he knows they have no disables, they only have raw damage, and it's not enough. Liquid escape, they don't lose a hero, and now Ryan's gonna get picked off as well. MATUMBAMAN found that one. Freshers that they had. But it's not enough as LGD buy back and will be able to potentially still take a Roshan fight. But it's in a danger zone. They lose any one of these heroes, and that could be the end of the game. September tries to get away, but the Bash is there, and he gets taken out. MATUMBAMAN keeps on right-clicking away. Now on maybe turns out Agressif again. Spot the BKB, gets off the Thunder, but it's not much HP at all that he managed to get off. Gets hit by the unstable concussion, and he's down. 100 seconds, maybe locked inside the static storm as well, and that will just be a straight out. Death from Timbersaw, he has a buyback.
Control damage. Liquid have yet to even knock down a T3. And Alchemist is just has too much gold.
Yeah, LGD, they may be in trouble when getting hit up. Will be forced to use the unstable concoction on the illusion. Now he's going to be the one pushing forward onto that tier 3. Swaps out with MATUMBAMAN, but will finish it up. Still has that Terrorblade illusion on him though.
That thing does a lot of damage at this point. Like
yeah.
Terrorblade doesn't scale with items. He also scales with the opponent's items, and they are very farmed.
Illusions pops. We start going for the melee racks. It may be worth it for LGD to continue to try and slow stall this one out. Nope, they're going to make their initiation. Tries to go from MATUMBAMAN, managed to get off the Dark Pack. The Raps goes down, refresh and reassess. Looks like Liquid are going to try and go back in, but they're scared out by aggressive BKB. And there goes Kuro, just gets popping the daggers. Now they jump in, re-ravage on the Agressif. They're going to be able to pop him. 80 seconds on the clock. Round 2, the static storm that glimpses back will be able to catch out. Wait, Jockram going in town. Maybe he can't do it alone though. He needs some extra help. He's being beaten to death by MATUMBAMAN. Reactive armor being jammed. He's just getting the stats up. We'll go for Zhao Wei. Just fought back. And maybe seeing a dieback too before he gets off the Primal Roar. Maybe he just doesn't put out enough damage against this team. Not by himself. The Sunray can't save him. He has a buyback, but it's just him and Seb against the world. And not even Seb can stick around. As the Glimpse catches him, pulls him right back in. Liquid takeout 4. There's a buyback. It's now up from Agressif. But will it be enough? These two heroes against the full 5-mana Liquid, and they're healthy too. The Chemical Rage has brought Fata back up to full HP, and MATUMBAMAN's passive has almost done the same as well. They're going to go for the second lane of ranks at bottom.
And I see Liquid pinging out on their T4s are scared of actually getting thrown at this moment.
They really are. They're going to TP one back already. That's going to be Fata. Now he does have that really low cooldown on the Boots of Travel. The track onto him.
And creeps are up in base. Time to start hitting towers.
Yeah, they've got the Arcane Rune still on mind control, so they want to try and make use of this if possible. The opportunity is set up. Agressif is going to be initiated on him. MATUMBAMAN, let's see if they can get the combo. He managed to get off the Thunder. Manta his way through with the BKB. Will be able to make the escape. Ravage off the mark for mind control, but he's got a do-over as he refreshes. Looks for the initiation. Good force down save from MATUMBAMAN as they manage to get the pounce away. Liquid defending their heroes beautifully as they start backing themselves out. Offensive GG. Maybe it is. It's Liquid. They may just be able to end this one. Fata lower. Daggett almost finished up entirely. Reject kicking into play. Gets off the Shivas. Is he going to survive from this? He will! Underneath the static storm, LGD can do nothing! A power chain away, Supernova up. Liquid can't force it in time, won't be able to take out the egg, and Kuro almost burns to death underneath that one. Liquid 3 versus 5. They see the opportunity to be able to get a glimpse as well. Zep isn't going to be able to make it out of here. This is going to be left entirely up to maybe to try and defend. Liquid, how can he possibly do this with only the magic damage and these hyper regen powers of Liquid? He can't actually burst through anybody.
Nah, Liquid know that they have it too. Yeah. They use just a solo ultimate onto the Terrorblade, knowing that he doesn't have buyback and they just have little fight left in them at this point.
They certainly do. They're going to be able to jump onto maybe here, beating him down with the Basher. BKB activated by maybe as he tries to make the jump away. Unstable concoction thrown out for MMYs. The rest of the team focuses on the racks. The tier 4s are in a bit of trouble though. Back at base, mind control will defend that one, and now the numbers are a little bit more even, but it's 3 versus 4 inside the LGD base, and maybe he's the only damage dealer, and he's already down to half HP. MATUMBAMAN beating through him, almost finished off, and he gets him in the end. A Thunder Strike from JerAx finishes off the big carry of LGD. 2 minutes down, and Liquid will slowly right-click their way to victory here on the main stage. Lower bracket Kings, it seems, is now that title has passed over to Liquid as they've made their way from the beginning. Dropped down by MVP, and they 2-0s all the way now as they've made top 3.
An impressive run from Liquid, and I think a good run from LGD too. I don't think that people consider them the second strongest Chinese team coming into there, and I think you have to applaud any team that can take a team fight against Liquid with 25,000 in the hole versus that sort of lineup. That was one of the most incredible team fights that I have seen. A little sad to see Xiao 8 go, but very excited to see Liquid.